Yes. Don't worry about that. It's all good.
Did you hear that hiccup?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But yes, it is me, Queen Silvy, and welcome to the Queen Silvy Show, where we enjoy some laughter, great conversation, and a little craziness from time to time. I'm very happy you're here on this Fishbowl Tuesday. It's a lovely day here in Arlington, Texas, as I look out the window and see the birds smiling. Oh, yes, they are. As they fly by.
They're getting it in before the rain tomorrow,
It's
Queen.
coming.
That's what's going on.
That's it. They're flying quick.
But we'll send it north, and we'll send it east, so we'll share with the world.
That's
That's
all right.
just how nice we are.
It is a beautiful day because we all woke up today. That's how I start my day off.
Yes, it
If
is.
it's raining, snowing, it's
I
all
forgot to
great.
ask.
Happiness.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
As always, boo. Supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious,
Yes, I
I
am.
suppose.
Yes, I am.
24/7, 365.
Yes.
Queen Silvy,
Yeah.
you are simply
What?
amazing.
I know, thanks.
Mhm.
I am amazing. But what else is amazing, Smooth, is the amazing lineup of guests that we have on the show today, don't we?
On today's broadcast, Queen, we have our healthcare expert,
Yay!
Tammy Stewart in.
Tammy Stewart.
Wonderful.
We have our actress extraordinaire,
Special in
Oh.
studio co-host.
special in-studio co-host.
Right on.
That's a new credit for my resume.
Right.
That's right.
Why not? You know?
Yes.
One more
Alicia
hat to
Ray
wear.
Underwood.
That's
So
right.
yeah, y'all keep your eye out for this young lady.
Absolutely.
And calling in from Los Angeles, California, correct? Is that where he's calling in from today? Where's he calling?
Pahrump, Nevada.
Pahrump, Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's calling in from Pahrump, Nevada. And you've seen him in movies, and he does some other things out there in the world. We're going to be discussing charity type things. Mr. Will LaPointe.
Will LaPointe will be on the show.
Yes,
Absolutely.
ma'am. Let's give a shout out on our analytics. The United States, Australia, United Kingdom, Germany, New Mexico, Ireland, Venezuela, France,
Shout out.
Singapore, and
Yes.
Africa. Thank you so much for tuning into
Shout
the
out
Queen
to you
Silvy
all.
Show. We are
Absolutely.
so ecstatic that you listened to
I'm ecstatic that
the
you are
amazing
actually
Queen.
tuning in today, and I thank you all for tuning in on this terrific Tuesday Fishbowl Radio Network, the Queen Silvy Show. I have some magnificent guests here in studio. I want to welcome, first of all, my in-studio special co-host. Welcome back,
Thank
Alicia
you.
Ray
I'm so happy
Underwood.
to be here.
You had fun the last time you was on the show. I adore you, so I wanted to most definitely bring you back. You are becoming a popular girl,
I was very
a
honored.
superstar, and I'm honored to have you here today.
Thank you.
Blurt out anything you want whenever you want, because that's what a co-host will do.
Yes. I was told this morning by my boyfriend. He said, just say what you want to
That's
say.
right.
It's
That's
conversation.
Oh,
It
did you
is.
hear
It's
the hearts breaking
conversation.
around the world with that comment?
Oh.
Boyfriend.
But I also want to welcome another queen who is here, my ultra favorite here, Miss Tammy Stewart. Welcome
Yes,
back
I'm
to the Queen
thrilled.
Silvy Show.
Always so much fun to be here.
Ah, yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Well, you know, before we begin our conversation with Tammy Stewart, who has some very important information that she's going to enlighten and share with us, I want you to know that you're more than welcome to call in, ask our guest a question. Smooth Tim is here as well. The number to do it on is 214-556-6239. We are currently going Facebook Live under, is she Silvy Starks?
Silvy Starks.
Under Silvy
Your
Starks.
alias, Queen.
Yeah. Or you can log on to www.Queen Silvy Comedy, and there's a link as well that'll take you to the live show right now. So I thank you all for tuning in. But before I begin my conversation with Tammy Stewart, what I'd like to do is I'd like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. The best investment you can ever make is in your own health. It's never too early or too late to work towards being the healthiest you. After all, your body is your most priceless possession, right?
Right.
So take care of it. Did you know that the body achieves what the mind believes? So put your heart, your mind, and your soul into it, and your body will follow. Yeah, the best project you will ever work on is you. So get yourself started, hey? And those are some motivational words.
Beautiful.
Queen
Thank
Silvy
you.
Show. You were my inspiration on that one
Yeah,
today.
that was perfect.
But it's true. You are
Yes.
worth it into your health.
You
and
are.
You very much are. And we're going to learn some few things right here. And like I said, you're more than welcome to call in. I advise you to take advantage of this free opportunity to inquire about your health for yourself someone you may know or love, it is important to take care of yourself. And it is my opinion to not rely just on the physicians and doctors, no pun, no offense intended, but you must put effort in your own health as well.
You are responsible for yourself.
Absolutely.
You are. And you know, if I can comment on your words of motivation, 90% of what we think and do stems from our subconscious.
Yes.
And the brain hears every word we say, and it absorbs it.
Yes.
And it can only do what you tell it.
That's right.
So giving your brain that positive affirmation, like you said before we came on the show, today's a great day because we woke up.
Absolutely.
It's a great way to start.
Start there. That's right.
And that's going to build seeds of health in the body.
Empowering and positively changing lives of many worldwide to greater health. Today, sharing life-saving information about toxins in the home, good fats and how to become a fat burner, and insulin, which is a hormone that makes us older faster. She is a certified health coach, my favorite word, certified cellular detoxification specialist.
Woo!
Wow.
You do it. She does it well.
That. She is a healthcare practitioner, pastoral health and wellness, the founder and president at Health for a Purpose from Colleyville, Texas. Here live in studio, I introduce to you everyone, Tammy Stewart.
Thank you.
You know, I'm going to actually make a little promotion, and it's going to be like, it's going to say, move over, Martha. She
That's
ain't got
right.
nothing on Tammy
That's
Stewart,
right.
right? But there's archives of Tammy's show. She's been on numerous times giving very, very important, healthy information. You can log on to www.queensylvycomedy.com, click on the archives page, and go ahead and check out some of the shows that she was on there. But today we're going to be talking about, let's get into the harmful toxins that's in the home first.
Okay.
Because some people, you know, they're not even aware of the things that they get brainwashed on television.
Right.
And buy actually has a long-term effect that's right in your home.
Yes, those chemicals are also called obesogens. Obesogens, that's a new word for you. And of course we understand what obesity means.
Right.
And when someone's overweight, they think they need to go on a
Diet.
and they need to go to the gym and
Workout.
right.
Yeah.
And yet people who've done that and not gotten results. And so then they feel like, oh my goodness, like I must have done something wrong. I'm inadequate. I didn't work at it hard enough. I don't have enough self-discipline. And it breaks my heart when people start to feel so defeated like that. When they weren't doing anything wrong, they just weren't doing enough of the other right things. So the chemicals in your home are toxic, and they will force your body to add fat cells. Your body adds fat cells to store toxins, because another word for toxin is
Poison.
poison.
Oh,
Exactly.
It's like something
learning.
bad.
Poison. See, you already know all of those things,
Right.
though. You already know all of those.
I
You're so
learned a
smart.
lot.
I'm thinking
Yes.
about all the Glade plugins in my house
Oh,
right
poison.
now.
Right.
That's
I gotta
one
get
thing
them
you
out.
need to throw away immediately. That is one of the most toxic things in the home.
But you know what? It's going to surprise a lot of the young adults right now because they're more into, oh, that's the new thing to get.
Right.
That's the
They
new
don't
thing to
know.
get.
Yeah,
But
they don't
break-
research it.
Break down some of those toxins.
Yes.
That's in the home.
So those chemicals in the home, the Glade plugins, let's think about all the things you put on your body. You've got soap, you've got deodorant, you've got shampoo, conditioner. Okay, at that point, everybody's quit listening because they're overwhelmed. So let's just take it really simple. Throw away the air fresheners, right? How easy is that? One more simple thing. Throw away the fabric softeners.
Oh.
The dryer
Okay.
sheet.
I actually
Dryer
don't use
sheets.
fabric softener.
Good for
so,
you.
Wow.
Yay, powerful.
Point.
Yay. So throw away the dryer sheets, the Downy, the things like that. You can use vinegar instead. In my washer, I put vinegar, plain vinegar, in the fabric softener dispenser.
White.
Plain white vinegar, super cheap, right? So I saved everybody a lot of money.
Right.
Already.
And it's more natural.
It's natural, completely
Right.
natural.
Right.
So then the other thing you can do in your dryer, you can buy those wool dryer balls. You can buy those anywhere, but I love to shop on Thrive Market online, thrivemarket.com.
Okay.
So you can buy wool dryer. You'll save a lot of money at Thrive Market. Wool dryer balls, throw that in your dryer, gets rid of the wrinkles and some of the static. So those are some simple, super simple things in your home. Also, all of those cleaners you use to clean the toilet and the shower and the sinks and the countertops, those are horribly toxic. They will destroy your brain cells. And I don't know about you, but I want every one that I have.
Yeah,
I
right.
need to save all of them. They'll force your body to add fat cells. to store those toxins in. So, simple solutions. Again, right back to the vinegar. On the countertops in your kitchen, soap and water is plenty. If you feel like you have to spray something, spray some vinegar water. Cleaning your toilet, pour some vinegar in there. Maybe a little baking soda. You know what happens when you mix vinegar and baking soda? Yeah, you've got like this volcano thing. So that's kind of cool. And in your shower, you can make a scrub on our website, Health for a Purpose. We have several recipes that you can use, but I want to keep it really super simple.
Right.
Just vinegar and baking soda. Spray vinegar water on your shower, put some baking soda on your scrubby and scrub that, and it'll clean your shower.
So for those that use the aerosol house sprays, trying to get the house to spray great,
throw it away.
What is a substitute
Throw it
for
away.
that?
A good, vinegar really is a good substitute. It is. Now, it's going to smell like vinegar for a little while, but it's not going to smell like vinegar for a long time. The other thing I do in my home is I use essential oils. Now, I do use doTERRA essential oils.
Oh, yeah, my mom just discovered those.
doTERRA
my
is the
goodness.
best. It's very
Where's
pure.
that one at?
You can look online on my website and look at it, but you can, with doTERRA, it's truly pure and therapeutic. It doesn't just smell good, it actually benefits the body because of the way they source it. They don't buy lemons in Michigan. They get lemons from the southern hemisphere where you've got where the lemons are better, for example.
California.
So yes, places like that. So essential oils in the home, either in a diffuser or a spray bottle, but just eliminating those poisons is going to be the best thing that you can do. Get rid of the poison, and then the next step would be substitute for something more natural.
And so you wouldn't recommend Miss Meyer's Clean Day?
I'm sorry, I really don't. I know that Mrs. Meyer's is natural.
Yeah.
But if you look on, I'm going to give you another resource. EWG.org. That stands for Environmental Working Group. EWG.org. And they have an app on your phone. This is going to be really funny. Silvy knows, she's already heard it. Think Dirty.
Think Dirty.
The app on the phone is Think Dirty.
Think Dirty.
Okay. And it is through the Environmental Working Group. And what we're talking about is the poisons in the home. Those are dirty, right? So with the Think Dirty app, you can take it to the grocery store and you can scan the little square. What is that?
Gosh.
The
QVC code?
that thing, that little square thing. And it will rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 for toxicity. And we find Mrs. Meyer's actually does have some toxic ingredients. Plus, people who are very chemically sensitive respond to it.
Wow.
And isn't that tricky? Because you pay a lot of money for something that you think is really healthy, and I admire their efforts to be more natural, and they do use some more natural ingredients, but it's really not the best solution. I recommend it.
You need to go get some vinegar.
I do.
I'm gonna get some more vinegar.
So I didn't realize that's what
what
that
I
little
buy
bag was
That's
that
what
my
I buy
grandma had
it.
hanging in there, that she was actually cleaning the bathroom with it.
Yes.
I didn't know what that.
Yep,
thing
she
was.
was doing it
So
the
you
right
have
way.
a new list, Alicia.
I do.
That's preparing you for your trip.
And
Where
isn't that easy?
That is
vinegar.
very
You buy the
easy.
huge thing. We're the people who buy the huge thing at Costco.
Right.
Yeah, but you can only take 3-ounce containers on the plane with you, so ship it
That's
ahead.
true. Yeah,
true.
they do sell it in California. That is one thing they will sell to you in California.
So some may not know, but Tammy Stewart has a story that while her family was all sick from toxins and things in her home, that story is on our archives. But would you want to briefly maybe say about how that?
I like sharing that story because God promises He brings good out of everything. And He also, and we know that. We know that scripture. What's also we don't know as often is the scripture that says He doesn't waste our pain.
Right.
So, in fact, I just shared something with my kids yesterday. I'm going to be on a summit in the fall. And
great.
so I shared with my kids, your story, your pain, and some of them were too young even to remember part of it, is continuing to benefit other people. So I did not, as a child, I didn't think, oh, I want to grow up and be a healthcare practitioner. That was like the opposite side of the brain. My dad was my science teacher in school, and he's in heaven laughing, I'm sure. Now, he's my cheerleader. He said, you can do it, you can do it. He was all about natural healing. But that was not my interest. Then my kids got sick. And the first thing that happened was our oldest son got depressed. And I'm going to take a long story and make it short. I thought depression was emotional, and it can be physical. Of course, emotional problems can make you depressed.
Right.
But most of the time these days it is physical, and it is because of toxins. What we found in our home was we found mold. We do a test in our office in our very first appointment with our clients. It's a test that will tell us whether you've been exposed to mold, the poison that mold releases. So it's not just the mold is releasing a spore that creates toxins, and you breathe it in your body. So it's not just mold on the shower, you're breathing it, and then it's in your body. And that was our son's problem, was the mold. So we got rid of the mold in the home. Imagine if we had just left the mold there.
Right.
We would have made very limited progress, right? You have to remove the cause of the problem in order to solve the problem. So we got rid of the mold in our home. We did a mold detox from the body, which is my specialty, cellular detoxification. Thankfully, detoxing mold is really fast and easy from the body, super easy. Other toxins take a long time to get rid of. So we did a mold detox. He got his life back. In the meantime, I had to learn to be a cellular detox specialist because I didn't know one. Right? Have you ever heard of one?
No.
I had to learn how to safely detox mold and mercury. I had 8 metal fillings. Those are more than 50% mercury. And we had lead. We remember, we lived in the lead generation. You have your mom's lead, and her mom's lead, and her mom's lead, and her mom's lead. So younger generations now are sicker than we were. This is the first generation where children are not expected to outlive their parents because we absorb toxins from 4 generations. And for you and me, that 4th generation was not very toxic. But for our children, it's more and more.
Yeah. Well, you made a big difference, and I'm glad you did. You not only save your family, but you're saving lives worldwide and making a very big difference.
That's right.
I need to pause for because I saw someone pop in, and I know that he is at work.
He is at work.
Okay, let's hear
And
it.
is his birthday today?
Correct. Today is his birthday.
Smooth Tim's son, Matt McGiffin.
Matt, up in Milwaukee. Thank you for tuning in.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Say, happy birthday to you. Birthdays
And don't
make
take
you
it personal,
older.
Matt.
Not today.
No, but go
Wait
on
till
and enjoy
tomorrow.
your birthday. Yes, thank you for tuning in as well. Like I say, we're talking to Tammy Stewart. You're more than welcome to call in, join in on the conversation, ask any questions. My special in-studio queen co-host, Miss Alicia Ray Underwood, is here as well, and you're more than welcome to ask our guest a question. The number to do it on is 214-556-6239. Again, we are currently going Facebook Live under Silvy Starks, and we are also going global. We're talking about the toxins in the home.
Yes.
Someone might not believe you, or someone might say, toxins, smoxins. What are some symptoms that someone might not know that could be because of something in their home?
Well, I'm going to ask you a tricky question. I didn't think that this was tricky until the last month when I talked to some people who couldn't answer the question. So if you can answer this question, pat yourself on the back, you're super smart. Which organs in your body are made up of cells?
Which organs are made up of cells?
I want to say
your
all.
brain.
Exactly.
There, Phil, I'm done.
You're right. Every organ in the body is made up of cells.
Right.
Toxins cause inflammation at the cellular level. So which organs do you think might start to fall apart?
Besides all of them?
Exactly. Exactly. All of them. So what symptoms could you get? Any of them. And that's one of the deceptions, because in our country we're accustomed to going to doctors who specialize, right? And when you get this long list of symptoms and you go to a specialized doctor, that's not his specialty.
Right.
His specialty is medication. That is his job. And if you want to invest in your health, you have to go someplace else.
Right.
Nobody got sick because of a lack of medication in their diet.
Right.
No,
Right?
they get sick because of medication.
Right.
That's true.
That is true.
So toxins cause cellular inflammation. So the list of symptoms can be everything. Absolutely anything.
So it's like this: if you go into the doctor and the doctor is only prescribing something to cover the pain instead of find the solution, perhaps you need to look a little bit more into yourself.
You need
and
to
take notes of those things, writing down some of the symptoms and things that you perhaps are
Right.
feeling. All right, let me pause for one moment. I have a caller on the line. Welcome
Good.
to the Queen Silvy Show. State your name and where you're calling from.
This is Superstar Keith Bikini all the way from Holland, Ohio. How are you doing today, my queen?
I am always super califragilistic. How are you today? Yes, I am.
Tuesday's leap year.
You know what? You always make my Tuesday more terrific when you do that, Queen. So why don't you finish it out, because I am simply
amazing.
I am amazing. You're right. Well, we're talking to Tammy Stewart, and I kind of like gave her a heads up and told her that someone's going to be calling to ask her a question. Would that be you?
Yes, it would actually. I have a couple questions for you, Tammy.
Great.
So I kind of have an idea what exactly a hormone is, but can you please give me some more information about it? I need to know, what exactly is a hormone?
That's a great question. Brilliant. A hormone is a chemical messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what does that mean? Because I have no idea. Can you explain that briefly?
Yeah, he's gonna get pushed until we get a really good
Yeah, we're gonna
answer,
get into
isn't
that
he?
now.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna give you an answer that you probably did not expect. There's more to it than hormones. So hormones in your body, for example, hormones make you feel tired in the evening to put you to sleep. Hormones are the messengers that keep you asleep all night.
Mm-hmm.
And then hormones wake you up in the morning. You shouldn't have to have the alarm clock. You should be able to just wake up. Hormones help you to manage your mood. Hormones, of course, as women, we understand hormones because once a month we have hormone cycles. Mm-hmm. We have a variety of estrogen, progesterone, all of those
Right.
female hormones.
All those wonderful
Men,
things.
the first hormone men think of is testosterone,
Yeah.
right? They think that's the only hormone there is. There's a lot more to it than that.
Right.
And yet, let's think about in your cell, your cells have receptors like this, like lots of receptors, like antenna, countless antenna in every cell. The receptors are what receive the message, the hormone, the chemical messenger. When you have cellular inflammation caused mostly by toxicity, those receptors get burned out. Mm-hmm. My husband and I were talking about that this morning. When we think about our grandparents, our grandfathers, grandmother receptors were burned out. My grandmother could speak perfectly well, and my grandfather could hear perfectly well, but he didn't hear her talking, right? Because he'd been listening to her his whole life. Yep. So in your cell, when the hormone receptors get burned out, the hormones can't work. So, men, it's not just about having enough testosterone, it's about having a healthy cell to receive the message. Women, same thing. Thyroid. So many people are taking thyroid medication, which is a synthetic thyroid hormone. However, if the receptors in your cell are burned out, it doesn't matter whether you're taking it or not. It can't work because your cell can't get the message.
Yeah.
So why are they prescribing it? To make money or what?
They have to by law. That's their job. Does that answer your question?
Well, thank you very much for that, Tammy. That actually really, really does help me a lot. And it's actually funny that you say that because me not having, so this is actually another part of my question. Me not having a pituitary gland, because I was born without a pituitary gland, I was born with absolutely no testosterone.
Okay.
So what exactly is testosterone?
Testosterone, actually, all of us have some testosterone, and it boosts our immune system. So at this point, I would say you need a specialist. This is way beyond my scope and beyond the scope of our call today. Here's what's important for you to know. Let's say you do go to a specialist and you have to take hormones. They should be bioidentical, number one. Number two, you have to heal the cell. You have to restore the hormone receptors in the cell. Otherwise, those medications that you may have to take can't work. So really, what's more important, healing the cell or taking the hormone? Yeah, you have to heal the cell so that your hormones can work. So there's more to it than just hormones. The other thing that's important for us to know about hormones, thinking about your immune system is all about hormones. Most of those hormones come from the gut. The hormones, the feel-good hormones, the norepinephrine, epinephrine, all those feel-good hormones, the hormones that make you stay asleep and the hormones that wake you up, those also, most of them come from the gut. When you have inflammation in your gut, then your body's not going to create the right hormones. So it's a whole body response. Inflammation.
I hope that helped you out, Kane. That was a great question for you. But yeah, follow up on that because when you go to the doctors, they want questions, and that's a good question to get more feedback on. I hope that helped you out, Kane Patino.
Thanks for calling.
It really did. It really did.
Have a great day.
All right, thanks, Kane. We're kind of running short here. I know that you probably want to play Sylvia Mid.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, we'll go quickly because we want to tap into some more things with Tammy Stewart. And by the way, for anyone listening, when we talked on toxins, there's so much more on toxins that you need to know. And you can log on to www.healthforapurpose.com and get personal, get up close with Tammy Stewart and follow up for more on that. So here's a couple of words we'll give to you. And here you go. When you have that. Tammy Stewart is going to describe words on a card without saying the words, and Kane, you're going to guess what it is that she's describing.
Okay, so this first one you would see at a circus, and it's the one with the really long red shoes. And the crazy...
Clown.
Yes,
Clown,
exactly.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. When you have a baby and you're driving in the vehicle and you want to keep the baby safe, you put the baby in a...
Bassinet. Car seat.
A car
Car
seat,
seat,
exactly,
yes.
right.
Very
Okay, now
good.
this word is we're going to use the U.S. Version of this game. It's played typically outside on a court with where people kick this thing, and the thing is like pear-shaped, so it's not soccer. It is,
Tennis.
nope, they're kicking it. They're throwing it and kicking it.
Oh, soccer.
Tricky question.
Football?
Yes,
Football.
woo, you did
Yes,
it.
it is. All right.
Yes.
That
You
was
were
very good.
persistent.
Thank you very much, Kane. I appreciate that. I appreciate you calling
Thanks
and
for the
asking an
laughter.
exceptional question as well.
Well, you know what? All of you have a terrific day. When you make my week again.
Stop it.
Glad we could help fill the prescription.
Yes. Thank
Very
you very
good.
much. Kane. All right. You have a good day.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Thank you. All right. So let's jump into insulin, because when most people hear the word insulin, they think diabetes, diabetes 1.
Right.
But you say that the insulin is also a hormone that makes us older faster.
Exactly. Here's what happens. I'm gonna give you let's do the science first, and then we'll get it over with. Okay. When you're cooking a pie crust or a cookie, you know that it's done when it turns what color? Brown. Okay. That's because of the fat and the sugar. And you may be thinking there's no sugar in a pie crust. However, it takes 4 seconds for grains to turn to sugar in the body. So in your pie crust, the flour is sugar, and then you've got the fat, and it cooks and it turns brown because of, in the body, that hormone is anti-glycation endpoints, AGE. We call it AGEs for short. So when you've got too much blood sugar and there's bad fats in the body, that's what causes the brown spots that we call age spots or liver spots. That's actually AGEs. It's from that hormone, because too much bad fat and too much sugar in the bloodstream. Glucose is poison in the body. It's like when you burn a fire in the fireplace and the fire is finished, what do you have left at the end? Ash. That's what glucose does in the body. When you're burning glucose, it causes lots of metabolic ash. Your body has to burn up the glucose first, because it can be poison in the body. You have to get rid of it. And then the body can go on to burn fat if you're a fat burner, which is a whole separate subject. So insulin causes oxidative stress in the body, and that's like rust on a car.
Okay, I'm going to leave that to you now.
Okay, well, this was actually the subject that I was most interested in, because I took nutrition classes throughout high school, and I'm very interested in health. And I did want to know about insulin, but for fats, there's this saying that, you know, if you eat fat, you won't be able to burn it. So is it true that you
I'm going to switch that around.
Fat?
You have to eat fat to burn fat.
Okay.
You absolutely do. And one of the things that I have a tool that I use, and I think if you go to our website, it'll pop up. It's a little ebook. It's an ebook. It's 5 days to become a fat burner. And if your body is not a fat burner, it has to burn the glucose first before it starts to burn the fat. So number one, you need to become a fat burner. Number two, when you eat fat, it does give your body the message, burn fat for fuel. So that's a hormone. Leptin is the hormone that tells your body to burn fat for fuel. So we're going to go right back to the cell and the cell receptors, the hormone receptors on the cell. When you've got cellular inflammation, those hormone receptors get burned out. I recently had a client, this is a hormone I don't test all the time because I don't need to, because I already know what's happening, but I had a client who tested her leptin. Her leptin was sky high and she was obese. Her body obviously was not getting the message. Burn fat for fuel. Yeah. So the problem is not just the hormone, it's the hormone receptors. The inflammation burns out those receptors. So insulin, glucose, leptin, for all of those to work right, you have to remove the cellular inflammation so that all those hormone receptors will work. So you do have to eat fat to burn fat. You have to get rid of the cellular inflammation so the body can receive that message, and you have to become a fat burner instead of a sugar burner.
Cellular inflammation, that's cutting out the bad carbs and the sugar and the
That's a great question.
Fat.
Perfect question. 3 things cause cellular inflammation. Number 1, sugars, and now we know grains are sugar.
Yes.
Number 2, bad fats. And yet you could be on the perfect diet and still have cellular inflammation because the primary cause of cellular inflammation is toxins. So it's not just about the diet. And there again, when we have people who have tried the right diets and it's not working for them and they feel frustrated, it's not because you're doing anything wrong, it's you're leaving out a big piece of the puzzle. Toxicity causes inflammation. And then the dieting that you're doing will start to work.
Yes.
And how will that feel?
Wow.
That would be great.
Super awesome.
It's like so simple but so profound.
Right.
Because people aren't learning, people aren't teaching it.
No.
Because you see, generations ago we didn't need this. We didn't need this information. And in healthcare it takes 10 or 20 years for a concept to take root. So we've known this for 10 or 20 years. It's going to be another 10 or 20 years before it gets into the mainstream. And once, if you could do one simple thing, you take what you see in the media and you go the opposite direction. For example, think about the food pyramid with 12 servings of grain on the turn it upside down, okay? Take 1 serving of grain, get rid of the grains completely. And on the food pyramid, we got teeny little bit of fat. No, you need lots of healthy
good
fat.
Fat heals.
Healthy fat heals.
Good fats.
Yes, good fats.
Oh, okay, got it.
Any more things you want to add to her?
Well, piggybacking on top of that, how do I train my body to burn fat?
Great. I'm so glad you asked. This is my favorite thing to teach. Sylvie's like, yeah, here she goes. This is her favorite thing. This is my favorite thing. So I'm going to tell you the right way to do it. And I'm going to tell you, you may have one bad day. You might feel like you have the flu.
Oh, gosh.
Because your body is... She's afraid. The two of you need to do it together. You have to keep trying. It's typically only... Most people don't have a bad day.
I know I'm going to have a bad day.
If you do, it's because you're withdrawing from sugar. Because we are sugar burners. Right. Because the body has to burn the sugar before it will start to burn fat. So what you need to do is 100% cold turkey, no grains, no sugars, no added sugars, no fruit. Fruit is healthy. Get rid of the fruit because it's sugar. We have to turn you into a fat burner. It usually takes about 4 days.
Okay.
Day 1 and 2, you've got enough glycogen in your muscles. You might get some muscle aches or cramps because the body, as it's pulling glycogen out of the muscle, may burn a lot of minerals too. I'm saying that to you because you may already know all of that because you've got some background there. So add a lot of minerals to your diet. Maybe drink some bone broth. Put some sea salt, natural sea, not table salt.
That's natural sea salt.
You can do this during the 5 days to become a fat burner. Add a lot of minerals, sea salt, electrolytes. Okay, so what you're going to get rid of all the sugars and the grains. You're going to eat meat and vegetables. Keep it simple, meat and vegetables. Day 1 and 2, you're probably going to feel okay. Day 3, you might feel a little tired. Day 4, you might feel like you have the flu. Don't go to the doctor. You're not sick. You are suffering from sugar withdrawal. Day 5, your body is designed to survive. Right?
Right.
Think about, well, unfortunately, the thing that just came to my mind was Nazi concentration camps. The body is designed to survive. Your body will become a fat burner to survive. So day 5, you're going to feel great. Even super, super thin people have enough fat in their body to go without food for days. You've got plenty of fat in your body, and then you can start eating healthy fat in your diet. The #1 most lacking ingredient in the standard American diet is healthy fat.
Yes.
So 5 days to become a fat burner. You might feel bad one day, but get over it. Get over it. because you're worth it.
Mind over matter.
Exactly, because you have a purpose. You have a purpose.
Mind over matter.
God put you here for a purpose. Health. For a purpose, so that you can accomplish God's purpose for your life, free from the distraction of disease, right? And we don't teach that in our society. No. I had a client the other day. Well, I'm really picky about who I accept as a client. This person is not my client. We interviewed each other, and she was talking about her home and how important it is for her home to be beautiful. And that is wonderful. We should have beautiful homes. How easy is that? And yet, isn't your body your home? For life?
Yes. One home that we get, we can't move.
Yeah, no matter what house you're living in, you're living in this body. And isn't that the most important investment? Just as Silvy taught us in the very beginning. So is that your question?
Yes.
How do I become a fat burner? 5 days, no sugars, no grains. And then eventually you can start adding those things back. Because if somebody told Silvy and me that we could never have a brownie or a chocolate chip cookie the rest of our lives, that would not be okay.
Yeah. I just flunked being a sugar burner, buddy.
So the other thing we do is we teach substitutes.
Yes.
You can make healthy brownies.
Those were some delicious brownies.
They're so good. You can make healthy chocolate chip
They
cookies.
lasted a whole ride
1
home.
minute.
30 minutes. I was like,
yes.
Gone.
They're so good.
They're delicious.
They were like healthy and they
are
so
they are so
good.
delicious that you would not believe that they're healthy for you.
They are so healthy, full of powerful fats. Chocolate is a health food. God made chocolate, right? Food by God, for the body by God.
That's right.
There was lots of healthy fiber, healthy fat. When you're eating healthy food, your body will start to give you cravings for healthy food.
That is true. I have experienced that. Cut out bad
stuff. What do you crave?
Well, I have done kind of that detox. It was a few years ago, and I just realized I was eating too much sugar and drinking too much caffeine.
Ooh, yeah.
And I think after like a week or two, I started craving carrots and green smoothies.
Nice.
Lots of spinach.
Nice.
Rich
That's
stuff
cool.
with protein powder.
I've been posting this week on my Facebook page, Tammy Stewart CHC, so that stands for Certified Health Coach. Tammy Stewart CHC, we've got some posts about that on our page. We also have a really good program to walk people through becoming a fat burner, going into ketosis. We teach stem cells, autophagy, diet variation, fasting and feasting. The feasting is as important as the fasting.
Yep.
So it's a whole program that we teach, and that is Stemnomic program. I think that's the website, but you can look on our Facebook page and find that. We have a private Facebook group where we answer questions for things like that.
One person wants to know, is it more difficult for a man or a woman or equal?
It's harder for women. We are more hormonal. It is harder for women during the menopause years. That's a brilliant question. Thank you for asking. That's not an excuse, Silvy, because you are worth it. You are worth it. Because if you get old and sick, you can't be the light that God made you to be.
Well, you know what? The Lord put you into my life to school me where I needed that.
Okay.
So there it is.
Very good.
So anything that we did not cover, I hope that we got your senses going. Log on to www.healthforapurpose.com, connect with Tammy Stewart, and let's take that a little bit further. You know, I didn't mention author, which you are an author and you have ebook. Did you want to mention about Forever Young?
Yes, we've got a private Facebook group that is called Forever Young. So I'm going to say this, I'm going to keep this really simple. Our culture, the powers in our country really don't want us to be healthy, and so there are things that we need to be able to say in private. Forever Young is a place. Plus, when I say things really boldly, I want to say it to an audience that wants to hear it.
Right.
And the people in our private group, Forever Young, are not going to fuss and whine at me. They're going to ask smart questions. They're interested in the things that I have to teach about health. So that's our private Facebook group, Forever Young. Forever Young. All right, and then our regular Facebook, Tammy Stewart CHC.
I have a couple questions that were sent in for you, and I know that we're getting late, but before I get into the questions, Tammy, tell everybody how you can be followed on social media and contacted for any of the services that you offer.
So Health for a Purpose on YouTube. Health for a Purpose is our website. On Facebook, Tammy Stewart CHC. So those are the best things. The best way for people to learn about us is from our talks, and Silvy advertises them on Queen Silvy Facebook page.
Them everywhere.
So I do talks about once or twice a month, where it's about an hour, and we teach about the inflammation and the toxins and the symptoms. That's awesome. A great way.
Totally awesome. A very nice place that they're the Rec and Grapevine.
Yes, at the Rec and Grapevine.
So just stay tuned. We'll keep posting that out there for everyone.
And you can see that on our Facebook page, on the events page.
All right, a few questions that was sent in. Dreama, I guess it says Dreama T, Dallas, Texas. What is the fastest way to lose belly fat?
Become a fat burner. 5 days to become a fat burner. Yep.
Is that the sugar?
Get rid of the sugars and grains. Force your body to become a fat burner, and then you can eat fat, and then your body will burn fat. And yet, let's think about, we have to take it one step farther, because when this person asked the question, if they invest their effort to become a fat burner and then they still don't get results, it's because your body adds fat cells to store toxins. So that person then needs to, then you need to work with us on a different level to safely remove the toxins from your body.
Tammy Stewart is a one to go to. Constance M, Fort Worth, Texas. Is water fasting safe and effective?
100%, and yet it's best done in a group, and our Stemnomic program is the best way to do that. So go to our Facebook page.
What do you mean? Just taking water, nothing but water?
Yeah, well, God teaches it. You know, He doesn't say if you fast. He says when you fast, right? And that's for spiritual reasons. It's also good, healthy. When you're fasting, your body eats up bad cells. We all have cancerous cells inside of us all the time, but when we fast, the body will eat up those bad cells, plus then it produces new, healthy stem cells to replace those old bad cells.
Okay. Billy W, Dayton, Ohio. I'm currently adding the supplement creatine to my diet, but heard it may cause liver damage. Is it true?
Depends on the kind of creatine. Synthetic supplements are not wonderful. And you know what? I'm going to go right back to the toxins and the cellular inflammation. When your cell is inflamed, it gets congested, and the good stuff can't get in. So even if you're taking the perfect supplements, they can't get into the cell. You can't benefit from them when you have so much cellular inflammation.
Renee L, Milwaukee. I'm not good at cooking, and it's true. I rely on our microwave to assist the feeding of my 3 kids.
Okay.
The video games keep them occupied and out my hair, so what am I to do?
One step at a time.
She sounds young.
One step at a time. So you know what you want. Here's your rule. Food by God, for your body by God. So in the grocery store, you buy real meat, grass-fed pastured meat, and you buy vegetables, real vegetables. You feed those kids celery and carrots, and they're probably going to complain for a week. Give them almond butter. Give them healthy fats. Give them real food. Get rid of all the poisons. So how easy is that? Buy a bag of frozen broccoli. Right? Buy a bag of frozen green beans. Buy a bag of frozen peas. Buy a bag of frozen cauliflower. You don't have to buy fresh.
What you said on I've seen you do a live Facebook saying that it's okay to get frozen vegetables.
They're actually more nutritious because they're harvested at the peak of ripeness. The ones in the grocery store have been off of the vine for a week or 2 or 3. They're losing their nutrients every day. They lose nutrients. Frozen is actually better, so it's more convenient. So you just you cook a hamburger patty. You buy a chicken breast and you bake it with some healthy fat and some seasonings, and then you eat a salad and you eat some broccoli and some cauliflower. How easy is it?
That sounds good.
It's so easy. So easy.
All right. Tammy, I thank you very much. My gosh,
my
I can
pleasure.
sit here and talk to you all day
My
long.
pleasure being here. Love it.
Right? Yes, indeed. And I thank you very much.
We'll be back next month.
We'll be back next month with more information. And in between time, log on to www.healthforapurpose.com. Connect with her. Connect with Tammy Stewart, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well as her, because we will constantly post where you can find her, where you can go to some of these workshops.
I am on Instagram. I forget. Tammy Stewart CHC
on Instagram.
On Instagram, my marketing team pushes and pushes. Like, okay, I can do it.
That's a good
You have to in 2019.
You do.
I know it's a pain, but you gotta
reach out to all the generations. They're all into something
we're
a
all
little
on
bit
the app.
different.
So if you have questions, please get them into Tammy. Tammy, I thank you very much
for
being on the show. We're going to get our commercial break on. We're going to come back and we're going to chitty chat a little bit with my special